Welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be showing you 3 different meals I made this past week. I don't always follow recipes exactly, but if you're interested, I've linked some similar recipes down below. The first dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some cheddar baked potato soup. I love making soups now and creating my own, and I was really excited to make this. I have made this before. So obviously for the soup, I'm going to be using a lot of potatoes. That is the whole base. I am just using cold potatoes and I am leaving the skin on. Feel free to remove the skin, but I just don't really care to. I'm just going to chop my potatoes up into small dices and pieces. That way I can easily mash them. I'm basically going to fill almost the entire pot with potatoes. We are having this for leftovers. Once I was done cutting up all of the potatoes, I just washed them and then I filled the pot back up with some water and chicken bouillon powder just to get everything boiling. Next, I'm going to work on chopping up the bacon into fine pieces. We also love helpers in the kitchen. Makes life easier. For my bacon, I like to cut a line down the middle and then fold it. That way I can easily just chop it up into small pieces. I'm not going to put any bacon in the soup. I'm just going to use this cooked bacon as a garnish on top. Once I have all my bacon chopped up, I'm going to get my pan heated up on medium heat and just place all of that bacon down and start to cook it while the potatoes are still boiling. This is how I like to cook my bacon first. If I'm using it in a recipe or a pasta, it's just a lot easier. I'm just going to cook the bacon until it is all the way cooked and kind of crispy. That way I can just set it aside in a bowl and use it as a topping. Next, we're going to work on the potato soup. So these have been boiling for quite some time and are basically soft and ready to be mashed. I don't have a specific way of doing this. I'm just taking my potato masher and being careful and just mashing the potatoes inside the soup. This process does take a little bit, so definitely be patient. Now, I'm not trying to get this soup totally smooth. I want kind of chunky potato soup, so I'm not going to work too hard at this. If you have excess skin from the potatoes, that potato masher is great at getting it up, so I'm just kind of throwing a little bit of the potato skin away. Next, for a little bit of flavor, I am adding a little bit of that bacon grease to the soup. To help thicken up the base a little bit, I'm going to add in some cornstarch slurry. This is just a great thickener for anything really, soups, gravies. And I'm also going to add in a little bit of heavy whipping cream. To make this more of a loaded baked potato soup, I'm going to add in a good amount of sour cream as well as some cheddar cheese. I absolutely love cheesy soups. At this point, you can definitely taste test your soup and kind of add whatever else you think that it will need. After this, I definitely let it sit for about 20 minutes to thicken up and cool down as well, and then it was ready to serve. This is how everything looked when it was done. We just topped it with some more cheese, bacon, sour cream, and green onions with some French bread on the side. This was so good. The next dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some hard shell shredded chicken tacos. I'm going to start out with my Mexican rice. I'm adding a little bit of oil to my pan on medium heat, adding 1 cup of white rice, and I'm just going to toast that around. Once it's all nice and toasted, I'm going to add in my seasonings. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, half a teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Next, we're going to add in a little over half a can of this 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. For the liquid, I'm going to use 2 cups of water, and I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon and 1 teaspoon of tomato bouillon. We're going to stir that around and bring it up to a simmer. While I have the rice and chicken cooking, I'm just going to work on cutting up the veggies and the toppings for the tacos. I'm just going to use some lettuce, tomato, and fresh jalapeno. We don't make hard shell tacos too often because I prefer making my own shells with corn tortillas and frying them or baking them. One of my favorite toppings for just about anything is fresh jalapeno, so I will always use this whenever I can. Once the chicken was done cooking in my Instant Pot, I just shredded the chicken up, and now I'm going to add it to this pan and make the filling for the tacos. To make this chicken nice and juicy, I'm going to add in some water with some bouillon and all my seasonings. I'm using some chili powder, garlic salt, onion powder, fresh lime juice. I have my pan set on medium high to get this chicken and all of the juices nice and hot. That way the chicken will start to absorb all that liquid. This is how the tacos looked when they were done. We literally just stuffed them with everything: the lettuce, sour cream, guac, tomatoes, and cheese. The last meal I'm going to show you is actually breakfast. This was really good though, and felt like this was like a breakfast buffet. We are making everything besides basically like hash browns, so I'm just going to start out with my bacon because I needed to get this cooked and used up. Just going to lay all my bacon down on this pan. I have it set on about medium heat. That's perfectly fine. I'm just going to cook it and flip it as needed. There's seriously nothing better than like a breakfast buffet, I swear. Once the bacon is done, I just set it aside on a paper towel and I wrap it in some foil just to keep it nice and warm. Then I just cooked my second batch of bacon, and basically it did the same thing. That way we have, leftover bacon as well. Next, I'm going to be cooking up some sausage. This is already cooked sausage. I'm not a huge sausage person, but my husband likes it every once in a while, and we had this in our fridge, so I needed to cook this up. I'm just going to continuously flip this and get it brown on all sides, and then it'll be basically ready to go. I just removed the sausage when it was done, and the last thing I need to make are the scrambled eggs. I'm just adding a little bit of butter to my always pan and scrambling up 3 eggs. That is enough. Once the eggs were basically scrambled, I kind of just let these go. I was kind of busy doing other stuff. I'm going to add in some cheddar cheese. We love cheesy eggs. This is how everything looked when it was done. I just served it with a toasted English muffin with some butter and some avocado on the side. Thank you so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner video. Make sure you come back next week for another one.